Hello guys, we are back with our Sunday instalment. As you may have seen in the last video we uploaded, we did our 200-mile walk, which was actually about 212 miles when diversions off the downs and wrong turns were included. And that was quite a testing but enjoyable experience, I think.
I have to say thank you to Miles for his map reading skills, otherwise I'd still be wandering around on the downs now.
Yeah. So, yes, things are making good progress. We've raised about £3,500 through that. The Just Giving page is still up, so I'll put a link for that in the description. Again, any shares on Facebook or social media are really useful. Any donations obviously are hugely appreciated. You have no idea how much that means to us. So yeah, we're doing...
Yeah, the charity, we're just waiting on a few bits of paperwork, so we're sort of keeping the name and things under wraps at the moment, but it's something which we passionately believe in because there is so little funding spent on brain tumours that there's just no money going into it. And as I said, we believe passionately that this needs to change. I don't want Charlotte just being another statistic. She went through so much agony, so much pain, and died in the end. So we want to try and change that, or at least we want to try and change that for other people.
So yes, you're going to be continuing with your...
I'm going to continue with Charlotte's story. I'm just going to be covering the effects that the terrible radiotherapy had on her. Obviously it had marvellous effects, but the downside, there was quite a few traumas with radiotherapy to the brain and to the spine. There are several aspects of her radiotherapy which were quite disturbing for her. We were told that originally she would lose her hair due to the first round of chemotherapy that she had. She later changed chemotherapies. She did shave all her hair off, but her hair started to grow back a little bit. It's not true that all chemotherapies make you lose your hair, because in fact the one that she was on, she did not lose her hair with. She had radiotherapy, and we didn't realise that that actually would cause her to lose her hair completely. She found out after a session of radiotherapy and was very distressed and very distraught, and in fact the following weekend when she was at home, she was having a bath and her hair started falling out in the bath, and she found that most awful, and she found that most upsetting. Another aspect of the radiotherapy was halfway through one morning she woke up and she said, "I can feel a lump in my throat." And for some reason I got panicky, thinking, was this a sort of secondary cancer? But I believe that when there's cancer in the brain, it doesn't actually spread in the spine, it doesn't spread to other organs. We found out that in fact her esophagus, because the radiotherapy was the spine, was completely burnt, which meant that she found it difficult to swallow. She couldn't eat for many months and lost an awful lot of weight. At the end of this, I'll put up a picture of her just before she started radiotherapy, and with her sort of what they call the moon face to do the steroids. She was on this, at this time, on 50 tablets a day. She was also on potassium tablets because her potassium plummeted. These were horrible. You had to take them in water, and she was inevitably almost nearly sick with them. It became something of a real trial for her to do, and she had to take potassium tablets for many months. Also, she had to have transfusions, her platelets, which is blood clotting. The chemotherapy can really do damage to the bone marrow, so she had to have transfusions throughout. Sorry, I just need to look at my notes as well, sorry. She also started about halfway, well, towards the end of radiotherapy, losing her hearing. They first thought that it was an ear infection, but it later turned out it was actually the radiotherapy which made her completely deaf in her ear. So her hearing was never the same after that. The benefits of radiotherapy certainly outweighed what she went through, even though it was very difficult. She was also seeing a psychiatrist at this time, understandably so, because she was so confused about everything. Towards the end of radiotherapy, we had to wheelchair everywhere because her balance had completely gone. I'd never actually realised how much radiotherapy affects the body, sort of every part of the body. She also went back to the wig shop to try and get a shorter wig, but as I said before, again, in the end she just didn't bother with wigs. She found them so hot and uncomfortable. So what I'm hoping to do next week is just to cover what happened that Christmas after she came out and the following scan that we had at the end of January. It was really lovely to go on the walk with Miles. It was great just to be able to walk every day. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can honestly say that it really doesn't get better at all. Not in any way does it get better. There isn't a minute of the day where Charlotte isn't on my mind, and I just so much want and hope that the charity takes off for her. And in fact, on the walk, when I found difficult bits, I used to just say, Charlotte, just push me as hard as you can to make me go up these hills. And I think that she did that. Anyway, hopefully we'll catch up next week, and hopefully maybe have a bit more news on our charity. Thank you.